Hey everybody, welcome back. We are going to jump right into this and get started. I have a nice gesture here for a Superman pose that is pretty dynamic. It's got a lot of movement, and that's really the sort of thing that I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm trying to do more of, make my figures and my drawings more interesting. So this is just a sketch I've done, and I'm about to transfer it over now to a clean piece of 9x12 Bristol board, and that's lately that's just my go-to paper. So right now I'm just going to be transferring or redrawing that initial sketch onto this clean artboard. Now that we've sort of established the loose gestural sketch, we can build upon that with different shapes and muscle forms that really build the body and frame up for Superman. Camera's jumping in and out of focus, so sorry about that. I had the wrong setting. Come a long way with muscles and anatomy, but I'm definitely not an expert, so I have a book on hand here that I'll be referring to throughout. Both of the hands in this drawing kind of were problematic for me, and I'm not really that excited about them. I think they're just okay. It's a good lesson for me and a little humbling. So with my next Superman or with my next art piece, maybe spending a little bit more time on hand construction where it's not looking as similar to this one. There's a quick glimpse at the book that I'm using. I think there's a lot of great, anatomy reference material out there. A lot of times I'll just jump on Pinterest and, look at something on my phone, especially if I'm like not at home or, I'm out at Starbucks drawing or something and I need a reference image. Those are great. You can find like 1,000 books on Amazon. I picked this one up, and I think it's okay, but I feel like there are other books out there with some better reference material. Out of all the Absolute comics that have been coming out, I've enjoyed them all. I think the Superman issues have been my favorite and what I have been looking forward to and reading, and the art style is fantastic. I love the art in these books. I spent quite a bit of time rendering out all the hair and the whole head composition and changing it all completely in the end. So let me know what you think, if I should have kept it like that. As I edit and look back on these videos, sometimes I'm like, at the time I thought that'd be a good idea. And now being on the finished side of things, I'm less convinced. You can see here I am just using my kneaded eraser and getting rid of these dark lines and lightening things up. If you're drawing digitally, it's the same idea as bringing down the opacity of a new layer. It's always really tempting for me to just jump into a new drawing or art piece, and especially when I'm drawing figures, and kind of rely on my knowledge of anatomy and, you know, where muscles go, and I think there are things I'm more comfortable with, like the upper body. I've drawn enough to where I feel like I have a good understanding of it. Legs is always something I feel a little more iffy on. But every time I'm drawing a figure, I find that getting that reference together really pulls the piece in a more favorable way. I definitely should have used more reference with the hands in this one specifically. I think that right hand is okay. That foreshortened one, that's like an open palm, that one, man, I don't know. That one needs a little more love and care, I think. At this point, we're still penciling, but these are more like very tight, very finished pencils. If I was working, you know, just for myself, not trying to, you know, create a video for this or anything, I probably would have stopped the pencil stage and let it be a little more rough and jump right into inking. But I'm letting myself sort of, you know, go into a greater greater detail and very, very tight pencils. So when I am inking, it'll be just inking what I've already penciled. This is it, y'all, the critical let's change the whole orientation of the head moment. I don't remember where I heard it. It could have been a video, it could have been some tutorial or something I read. I don't know where it came from, but I could have made it up. But I think I remember hearing or reading that more often having your character look at the viewer can be more engaging, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm like butchering the whole thing, but ultimately this is why I decided to go ahead and just reorientate the head and have them kind of be more on-looking. Almost 17 minutes into the video, and we finally made it to the inking phase. So using a kneaded eraser, dropping down this opacity, bringing those pencil lines down as much as I can, and I'll start inking on top of this. As far as tools are concerned, primarily just using a variety of artist pins, stuff you can find at any store, or like Hobby Shop, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Target, any kind of fine liner. I use a lot of Tombow. I like those a lot with micron pins. And if you've seen my videos before, you kind of already know. You can kind of tell when I'm inking a drawing, I'm very sporadic. Whatever just looks like an area that I want to work on, I'll just jump right to. I think the common thing and probably the smarter thing to do is just go ahead and get your outline, your basic line work inked first off, and then you can get into the different kinds of rendering and things like that. But I've got pieces of the hair that I've inked and rendered a little bit. I've got outlines of the figure, and I'm all over the place. And I mean, that's okay. Everybody's got their different work practices and things that just work best for them. As long as my pen is moving, my pencils are moving, I'm working on something, I'm happy. Because I just am at a place where I want to draw more, and every opportunity I try to take that. So taking my sketchbooks to see family, to hang out with friends, and do all these things, and these are people that care about me, and so they know that I want to draw more, and I have these goals and ambitions I'm chasing after, and so they're all pretty chill and accepting about it, which is cool. And if you have people like that in your life, then that's awesome, and that support is like everything, so yeah, hopefully that can make somebody feel like it's okay to bring their sketchbook and hang out with their friends, and them to understand that you're not ignoring them, you're still present, you're still there with them, but you're also trying to work on yourself too. Now, right now, I believe I'm using the brush tip micron, and I'm just kind of lightly brushing in this sort of a rendering and texture for this costume. Out of all the DC, out of all the Absolute, redesigns, I really like the Superman one a lot. It's really hard for me to draw, though, with all the lines that are on the costume. That's something I'm trying to wrap my head around, kind of like the cape for Batman. That one's pretty unique and different. But I think the more times you draw it, the more familiar you get with something like that. just about finished up here with our Superman and with this Absolute series of videos and drawing along. I think in the upcoming projects that I have, we'll compile all three of these: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and we'll maybe do like a speed color or something like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.